Yo, what's going on? Classes in session. So, you've been playing a new fighting game, right? And you feel like it's time for you to go to an offline tournament. You might be wondering, I don't know what to expect, you know, what I gotta worry about. Like, don't worry, I got you. I got you. Your host has you covered, alright? Sit back, relax. I'm about to hit you with the ultimate fighting game tournament guide. I'm gonna tell you what to do, tell you what to expect, I'm gonna tell you where to go, I'm gonna hit you with all that. Stay tuned. Class is in session. All right, this guide is mainly for newcomers, first timers, but maybe it's been a while since you've been to a tournament. Tournaments have changed over the years, so maybe this will help you out too. All right, but I just want you to know what to expect and what you have to do. I don't want you to get caught out there, okay, if it's your first time. All right, the first thing you have to do, obviously, you got to register for the tournament, right? So if you're going to an offline event, most of the time it's going to be online registration. Some local events, it'll allow you to register on site, but big tournaments like Evo and Combo Breaker and stuff like that, you have to register online before the tournament. You cannot get into the tournament, period, if you don't register beforehand, okay? Usually it's a site like, it used to be Smash GG, now it's start.gg. Most of the time tournaments register through that website, but sometimes they use their own website. Sometimes the tournament organizers have their own website that they want to use, but usually it's start.gg. All right, now I would say to you, if it's not a local tournament, it's going to be better for you to register as early as you can. If you know you're going to a big tournament, you definitely want to register as early as you can. You actually get a discount for registering early, the early bird pricing. Some tournaments have limited spots, so it's better to lock in as soon as you can. And there's definitely a cutoff point. Sometimes a week before the tournament, if it's a big enough tournament, a week before the tournament, they're not accepting any more registrations. So save money, save hassle, register as early as you possibly can. The next step, once you're registered, you want to check your schedule. A couple of days, maybe about 4 or 5 days before the event, maybe even more, maybe a little bit more, a little bit less, you're gonna get a notification, or if you check start.gg, it's actually gonna tell you when you play, and it's gonna tell you where you play. It's gonna give you time. It's also gonna give you a station number. It's gonna be like A300, or it could really be any kind of combination of numbers and letters. So when you get to the tournament, you will look for that station number, and that's where you go. That's how you know where you're supposed to go. Here's a little tip: 24 to 36 hours before the tournament, check again. Check again. I've had people change pools on them. They thought they were playing at 10 o'clock, or they thought they were playing at 2 o'clock, and then their pool changed to 10 o'clock. They might move you around for whatever reason. So check it when you first get the pool registration. Check then, and then check again a day or a day and a half before the tournament, because it may have changed. Your time may have changed, and they don't care that you didn't look to check and see if your time changed. They're just gonna disqualify you, and they're gonna move on, and you don't want that. You traveled all the way out there, you used money to get on a flight, to fly out there. You want to be able to compete, okay? You don't want to let the tournament organizers bump you out of the tournament. You want to be bumped out of the tournament because somebody beat you. You actually don't want to even be bumped out of the tournament because somebody beat you, but you know what I'm trying to say. I would say for a local event, maybe show up 30 minutes before the tournament. Maybe get some casuals in, or get warmed up, get used to the station if you're not used to the monitor or whatever they use. If it's a big tournament like Evo, I would tell you to get there at least an hour. Let me hit you with what's gonna happen if you go to a tournament like Evo or Combo Breaker or a large event like that. So you get to the tournament, the first thing I would tell you to do is get your badge, okay? If you can get your badge the day before the tournament, I would do that. Do not go there the day of the tournament expecting to get your badge. Why? You might have this problem no matter what, but the This problem mainly comes up if you have an early pool. If you have an early pool, the line to get the badge is going to be huge, and then the line to get through security is going to be huge, because some people aren't just going to these tournaments to actually compete. There are vendors there that are selling sticks, joysticks, and leverless, and t-shirts, and services, and all types of things of that nature, and people want to get there early for those things. So you're going to have to deal with people competing and people that are not competing, and you have to sit in the line, the security line, regardless of who it is. You got to sit there and you have to wait. So I would tell you to get your badge the day before, so then at least you don't have to wait in the badge line. You can get into the security line right away and start that wait. So you get your badge the day before, and then the day of the tournament, you show up at least an hour early. Not leave an hour early, you get there an hour early. If your pool starts at 2, you get there at 1. Better to be early than to be late. An hour is a good enough time to, usually, maybe if you want to get there earlier, but an hour I think is a good roundabout time to get there, to have to deal with security. So to recap, make sure you register for the tournament and register early. Check when your pool starts, and then check it again 24 hours before the tournament starts, just in case your pool gets moved or changed. Get your badge as soon as you possibly can, preferably the day before. Arrive as early as you can to get through security. Alright, so you've gotten past security and you've made it to your station. Now we're going to talk about what happens during the tournament and what you should do. Now, if you got there early, your bracket has not started yet. What I would say to you is, do not leave the tournament station that you're assigned to at least until you check in with the bracket runner. If you arrived early, the bracket runner may not be there just yet. Just hang out and wait until check-ins start. Check-ins usually start 10 to 15 minutes before the pool is supposed to start. Just wait until that time and then check in. If you have to go to the bathroom, if you can hold it, wait. If not, go and come back as fast as you can. Now that you've done that, you've checked in, be prepared to wait. There are a lot of downtimes in tournaments, and the more you win, the more you may have to wait. Tournaments are not just a test of skill, they're a test of patience and a test of endurance. Tournaments usually run behind schedule, so just again, I want to emphasize, you have to be prepared to wait. But in the meantime, what you can do is you can scout your opponents. If you looked at your bracket, like I said you should before you enter the tournament, you should know who's on your side of the pool, alright? So when you get there, you can listen out for those names if you don't know who they are, so you can identify who you may or may not have to play. And if they're playing casuals or warming up, you can take a look at how they play, who they play with, what character they use, any information that may help you later on in a tournament if you end up running into that person. You know, you're going to be waiting there anyway. Why not just make the best use of your time? Now, you may have gotten a bye your first match, so you'll essentially make it to the second round of the tournament without having to play anyone because they're uneven brackets. Alright, so that's possible. You may not be in that situation. You may have to play. Just be prepared. Be prepared to wait. Alright? Now, playing your match, you get called. It's time for you to play. You're up to bat. The first thing that may happen is you or your opponent may have a side preference, a player 1 preference or player 2 preference, a side preference, alright? So that's usually, you can settle that via coin flip, but most of the time you'll end up doing rock, paper, scissors for whatever side you or your opponent wants, and whoever wins the rock, paper, scissors will get choice of side. All right. So get your rock paper scissors skills up. Once you do that, you'll get on, and the match will start. Most tournaments are going to be 2 out of 3 double elimination, meaning once you lose a 2 out of 3 set, you're not out of the tournament. You go down to a loser's bracket or lower bracket, and you keep playing until you lose another 2 out of 3 set, and then you're out of the tournament. Okay, so there's the winners, or they may call it an upper bracket, and then there's the losers, or they may call it a lower bracket. So you have to lose in the winners bracket and again in the losers bracket to be bumped out of the tournament. Now, because of this format, what ends up happening is the longer you stay in the upper or winners bracket, there's actually less matches for you to play. Once you get bumped down to the lower bracket or losers bracket, you have to play more matches to get to the same point of the tournament bracket as if you would stayed in winners. That's just how it works. The good thing is that would probably cut down your wait time between matches because you're going to be playing more often, but obviously you're in the lower bracket, one more loss and you're out of the tournament. So your match starts, you're underway. I would recommend you get someone to record your matches for you. Maybe you went with a friend, have them use their phone or your phone preferably, so then they don't have to send it. You don't have to wait for them to send it to you. Give them your phone, have them record the matches for you, and then win or lose, you can go back and have a look at the match and see what you did right, what you did wrong. Reviewing matches is very important. I think it's a very important element in trying to get better at a fighting game. Once your match is over, I would say win or lose, you should let the tournament organizer know. But ultimately, if the person that won the match really should be the person that tells the tournament runner or the bracket runner the results of the match. Obviously, if you won, you want to let them know, hey, I won, so that you proceed to the next portion of the tournament. It would be polite if you said something that even if you lost, you let them know, hey, I lost and my opponent won, and you can put me in a lower bracket. You could do that if you like. You don't have to, but ultimately it is the responsibility of the person that won, and the pool runner should know who won. Something I also want to talk about is if you really care about the game you're playing and you want to do good, you're going to be nervous. You're going to realize here that tournament matches do not have the same energy as a online match or casual matches or even money matches. You'll feel it in your chest, you feel it in your heart and your soul. You'll feel that this is different than a normal match. All right, so to add to that stress, what may happen is you end up playing on stream. If you're a really good player, you're used to playing on stream because tournament organizers will want the best players playing on stream, right? Well, what if you're not one of the best players and you're still playing on stream? It's possible that you're playing against one of the best players and you're going to be on stream. All right, so that's gonna give it's gonna add a stress to you just playing the match. Okay, but what I want you to do is just take a deep breath, and your goal is to try to treat a streamed match just the same as any other match. I know it's easier said than done, but that's going to be your goal, okay? Because if you lose, you want to lose in the same fashion you would have lost even if it was not being streamed. You want to lose playing your best so that you can learn from those losses. If you lost because I was nervous and I didn't do what I was supposed to do, then you're gonna feel like, oh my goodness, if I just did what I was supposed to do, maybe I had a chance. So you want to keep your composure, try your best, do the best you can do, and then win or lose, you can build on what happened. All right, your tournament run is now over. You've done the best that you can do, but you've gotten bumped out of the lower bracket, and now you're out of the tournament. What happens after the tournament, or what should you do after the tournament? What I suggest you should do, if you're trying to improve as a player and you want to make this a hobby, something that you want to do, you really want to get better at the game that you're playing, get casuals with people there. If you're going to an Evo, if you're going to a combo breaker, there are going to be players from all over the country and all over the world there that you don't normally have access to. So link up with people that are not from there and play and play and play. Play with people that you don't get the opportunity to play with normally. If you came there with people, if you came there with a group of friends that you play with normally, do not travel to a tournament just to play with people that you came with. That makes no sense. You can play with them all and at any time. You want to get with people that you don't normally get a chance to play with. Maybe find someone that plays the same character you play, and you saw that maybe they have a little more success than you, or you saw them do a cool little combo, someone that you think you can learn from. See if you can ask that person questions. Make the most out of the money you've spent to get to the tournament. All right, the experience doesn't end when your tournament run is over. There's a lot you can still learn. You can get the main way to get your money's worth out of going to these events is making connections with people, talking with people, learning about your character, learning and picking up things. This is how you make it worth going to these events. See if there are casual games happening in near the hotel that you are staying in. One of the old school specials is we would walk around the floor of a hotel, and we would listen for buttons being pressed in a hotel room. You know, you hear tap 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 of buttons being pressed, and maybe you knock on the door and you check and see what game they're playing in that room. And maybe it's the game that you play, and you say, hey, I play this game too. There's casuals going on in here. Can I join you guys? And you will be surprised how often that actually works. It does work. We've done it many times. You'll be surprised how often that works. It does work. All right. If I've missed anything, or if you have any other questions, hit me in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer. If I feel like the question that you have is a little more complicated to answer, maybe I'll do another video on this topic. But I just wanted to give you guys a baseline experience of what it may be when you go to a tournament. I want you to go out, I want you to have fun, I want you to learn, because we do want you here in the fighting game community, okay? There's great things that happen in here. There's a lot of great people. There's a lot of talent here, and you are probably one of them. So why not? Why don't you join? All right. This is your host, The Realist. Hope I was able to help you out, and I'll see you guys in the next video.